what about Rocky Horror, but Rocky Balboa's in it? Is that anything? Is there anything to mind there?
That has to be something. I will say, we're coming off of an extremely intense finale of an arc. We've defeated a lot of villains, killed a lot of antagonists over the years on this show. I've never seen someone so thoroughly dismantled. You robbed Desdemona, you 9/11'd her tower, you embarrassed her in front of all of her fans and worshippers, basically, the most important delegates, and then you punched her guts out. So I feel like we could spend like quite a while just talking about that.
And then there's the subtext that this was a character's mother. And what does that say about everything happening here?
Oh, and she's so excited at this news as well.
We're finally bonding as a family.
I would say violence between dragons in any context is not as strange, not as like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Taboo.
Yeah, that's the word that came to mind. That was another one I was thinking of. But then, like, violence between humans. So this isn't exactly equivalent to if Quinn punched, or, Laura punched through Quinn's mom's chest. Because, obviously, we need to talk about in context. There is a resurrection cult in the setting, the Church of the Riddlefish. So she will be back. We can talk about how that works and stuff. Longtime listeners know that the church doesn't bring back like truly evil people, but there is a long queue. In fact, there's a colloquialism in Arabella in the Dice Funk universe, which is to put someone in the queue means to kill them.
It's fine. We'll be ready when she comes back around for round 2.
Now, you say she will be back, but I'm just picturing the three of us waiting outside of that big ocean that those bodies get dumped in to bring them back, just waiting to jump that woman as soon as she comes back.
We just have signs that say, we can do this all day.
So a lot to unpack there. She'll be back eventually. This is a downtime episode. This is going to take place over a year, roughly. I wrote in the Discord that this is referred to among the siblings as the year without Desdemona. There may be more. I will say the way this works is that you can either wait in the longest possible queue, or you can get a fast pass by assisting the cult. Desdemona has a lot of connections, so you assume she'll be back quicker than most people. But the reason that this season is unique is because dragons are very long-lived. This is just like an inconvenience. In most seasons, this would mean we're done with this character. They'll be back in 50 years. Everything will be different. You don't have to worry about them anymore. But because of the nature of this season, you all need to think about the consequences of your actions, which I know you all love. You love to hear me say that.
What consequences could punching a hole through someone have?
I don't know what consequence you mean, Austin. Celebration? Like, am I going to party too hard and my back might get thrown out? I mean, hey, if it happens, it happens.
Yeah. We're going to start with you all deciding what to do with the artifacts and talking to Orlando about what happened. Is there anything you want to establish before that? A lot happened. I was going over the fight in my mind, and it's like, if she had pulled off her level 8 or 9 spell, both of which were counterspell DiCaprio, that would have wiped you all out. That was absolutely necessary. And even with the Ring of the King, Hop had to crit twice at the end there. A single one of those doesn't go your way, and you're all done. So, extremely close fight.
Even without my lucky rabbit's foot, I am still skating through on silly luck.
If we want to establish things, I'd like to establish that DiCaprio is skipping. It has a real song in her step. There's she's replaced like the endurance wine with the celebration wine. Like she's partying now. This is the stuff that makes you feel good. She's moved off the sativa and she's gone to the indica.
I'd like to establish that while Rex is not nearly as enthused as DiCaprio, he's not feeling too bad. I guess it's a question of how long this is afterwards, because he got pretty fucked up after those continuous fights, being the main meat shield. But more than anything else, in every one of these scenes, he is subconsciously fidgeting and rubbing a claw against that empty space where his ring used to occupy.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I'll say most of this downtime episode is going to take place over a whole year, but for this specific scene where we're going to start is like the day after. So you've all healed up just enough to be able to have the conversation with your dad about what do we do with these items. Can you all hear Bjork's fucking screaming?
Yes.
Okay.
I was going to note that is in your take, so I don't know if you want to say that again.
No, it's fine. It's cute. She's adorable. No, she has a toy bird she wants to show me is what's happening right now. She has all her food and water. She's fine. She's just like, Dad, look. I know. I got you the bird. I am the source of the bird.
Yes, but now I have the bird, and I'm bringing you the bird. See the bird.
Tootsie does that, but she jumps onto my desk and goes, "Can I eat this poisonous resin miniature, Father?" And then I go, "No." And then she goes, "Have you considered yes?"
I will say, here's a little twist, is that you all were asked by your dad to meet him at the edge of the world to throw items off, but Doc Hop is terrified of water. So when you get to the ocean, you actually physically cannot bring yourself to fly over it, and so you're all
Fuck, I forgot about that.
Oh, God. Ah.
So you're all waiting at the shore, and your dad's going to arrive in a moment. But if you all want to have a conversation between yourselves before he shows up and starts doing his whole thing.
Is Hop just screaming just at the top of her lungs? Ah!
Was water always this scary? I don't remember showers being this terrifying.
Oh, God. Is Hop bathing?
It's a dry shampoo.
Haven't since the blood. Ah.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, I think Rex just looks to his sisters. DiCaprio obviously beaming. Hop, I'm assuming maybe a little less so. It just says, "Do your bones hurt too? Because I'm still coughing up arrows."
Yeah, I've never punched a hole through someone before. Is terrifying fear of water a symptom of punching a hole through someone? Because right now I'm looking at that and being like, I'm down an arm. I don't know if I can swim in this anymore.
We fly above it. What's your issue?
Yeah, but if I stopped flying, if I fell in the water, I would have a harder time
You
swimming.
have 3 legs, effectively.
Well, yeah, but that's less than 4. That's 1 less than I had before. I have 1 fewer. The water's bad now.
Darling, have a couple drinks and then start flying over. I'm sure you'll feel fine. And to your question, Rex, no, I feel like a cloud right now.
Is there water in the drink?
I'm assuming DiCaprio's probably used an illusion to cover her almost certainly black eye, like busted lip, that sort of thing.
No, not at all. Not at all. She looks like shit, and she does not care. This is the only time she is not putting on any kind of airs, because she doesn't need to. Her mom's dead.
Okay, perfect. I love that. So what are we doing with these fucking artifacts? Because I mean, I like my 2. I don't know about Hopper or Fork, or the rest of them. That egg that's just, I guess, Viola owns now.
I mean, I like the fork. If in a vacuum, I would love to keep the fork. But the fork, and I guess all these other items, do connect directly to an existence, a parallel reality that is just a thing. And mine is hunger, and I feel like if we replicated this fork and everyone had a fork that could open a door to the realm of hunger, that's a real good recipe for hunger itself, just eating reality. So I should probably throw...
I can't really imagine a downside to the reality of unending door unlocking or authoritative commands, personally. It's kind of different than the concept of hunger.
Yeah. Maybe you're right about the others, but I don't think eternal hunger should be able to be opened in too many places at once, because then they'll just eat the gaps between the other bits of hunger and just eat everything.
I mean, that sounds like a vote to throw a fork off a cliff to me.
I guess it does. I did like the fork though. It was pretty good. It was nice having options that weren't just punch a thing, but I probably should go off the edge, I guess.
I mean, Dad will tell you to just keep the fork to yourself and not tell anybody.
I mean, at this point, it really does feel like we're doing the rebelling against parents arc. If there was ever a time I was going to rebel against Dad, now is rebelling against parents hour, I guess.
As you say, rebelling against parents, you see the long shadow of Orlando, the Copper and Black Dragon.
I'm not hiding anything, Dad.
Coming towards you, mighty wings outstretched, and instead of having a kind of elegant
Daddy, and I want to wave to him. I want to be waving to him.
instead of having an elegant regal landing, he just falls out of the air and lands in front of you, and there's a wave of sand and dirt on the shore here as he just flops.
I love never deceiving you, Dad.
He pulls himself up to his huge ancient dragon height and says, "You knuckleheads, you put Desdemona in the queue? She's gonna come back and kick my ass."
Darling, this is her own fault. It's fine. Daddy, have you never felt better than this? This is good news. Oh, I feel like I can breathe for the first time.
Oh, me too. I love being able to breathe fine, particularly when I look over there at the water.
I, for one, am not breathing fine. My lungs were perforated.
I haven't felt this terrified since that human dragon slaying party killed the last time dragon. You've really fucked me on this one, kids.
And it's not entirely our fault. That there was a little guy. He was stabbing everyone. That kicked off a whole fight. That wasn't our
Rex
fault.
does the 50-50 hand, so.
And we couldn't just ignore what Desdemona was doing because she had a whole tower full of things that could connect to the concept of other realities, and that was dangerous. And then she picked the fight with us. She set off all the big monsters and stuff. It's really I think not our fault that it happened.
Doesn't matter why you did what you did. We just have to deal with it now. I'm apoplectically angry, but also there's no time for that. We have to start building fortifications.
Rex will say, well, look, you said no matter what we did, we have to do it together. And that is exactly what happened.
We killed Desdemona together, Dad. Isn't this a gigantic accomplishment in terms of our teamwork and our ability to influence the future?
Already half dead when we started that fight, I might add.
When Rex, you say, at least you all work together, he puts a huge, terrifying claw on your shoulder and says, "This is why we're having a conversation, and I'm not using one of you to hit the other one, because I am approving." He almost said proud. I am approving of you all sticking together. I heard about the fight, apparently magnificent.
Yeah, I didn't know I could punch straight through someone, let alone someone as strong as her.
Hop punched straight through her. I picked up a couple of her scales before I left. They're gonna be little souvenirs for down the line.
Also, we found out the baby has radioactive breath. That might be why I'm missing an arm now. Sorry about that. Also, he was never not sober. He was sober the whole time.
That's frequently when I have to update the babysitting that I do with. I'm child never wasn't sober. I want to make that very clear.
Yeah, come on. CBD isn't even a drug. The baby's fine. Yeah, your dad says, "Why are you on the shore, not at the edge of Arabella like I asked?"
This is why. And Rex shoves Hop towards the ocean.
Don't shove. No shoving. What is this?
Okay, yeah. I don't know what happened while we were doing the fight. The water is way scarier. Is it dark? Is it deeper? Is it deeper than it was before? I don't know what happened to the water. The water is, I think, trying to kill me now.
I haven't noticed any difference in the water, but I haven't been paying close attention. Perhaps I'll ask the blue dragons about it. Now is the time to decide what to do with the artifacts. Do you need me? Just give them to me and I'll take them if you have a water issue, Doctor.
I'm a scientist. I'm sure I'll get over it. It's just, is this because I killed a mother? Is this because I killed a mum? Does killing a mum make water scary?
I've killed a lot of mothers in my day, an uncountable number.
It's never made you scared of the water.
Never given me a moment's pause.
No, it hasn't made water way scarier. Okay, cool, just me.
That's just a true thing about him.
Maybe killing more mothers will undo it. Maybe that's the answer.
Do you not want to wash the blood off of your hands, or hand, I guess?
I mean, if we can find something that isn't water, like a soda or something to wash it off with, I guess.
Oh my god, she's still covered in Desdemona's blood.
Oh god, did I punch her? Did she have if you kill me, you get a fear of water curse on her or something? Oh no.
Can I do prestidigitation to clean it off? That way it's not water. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
I want to just note it's also it's Rex's mom that does the curses, not my mom. My mom doesn't do anything right now on account of being dead.
Yeah, but maybe she went to Rex's mum to be like, "Can you put a curse on me so if I die, the killer is scared of water?" I don't know.
When you say that your mom's not doing anything because she's dead, Orlando rounds on you a little bit and says, "I told you to ask your mom about what she has done for the family. I didn't expect you to kill her. Now, with the power vacuum, I'm worried that someone's going to have to step up and take over her duties. She was kind of holding a lot of this together."
Daddy, please. I'll take care of many of her responsibilities. I'm already working on entering into the vacancy that she left behind. But more than anything, it's Desdemona's fault. She started it with us and then died. It's the absolute most embarrassing way she could have gone out, really.
All right, giggles. I'm so fucking angry at you fucking chuckleheads, but I can't right now. We all have to get to work. There's going to be invasions from every side. Every enemy she's been battling for centuries is going to be at our door. Kids. He sprays acid along the beach.
Yeah, so I guess, let's see. We got, 9 items we have to deal with here?
By my count, yeah. We didn't do our intros where we talked about what's in your inventory because I wanted to do this scene first where we decide what we're doing because there's a lot of items to talk about. My intention isn't for all of Desdemona's items to have an extremely unique inner life there. There's there's 3 basically items that are of note and then the rest are just kind of cool things. But yeah, let's have this, have it out.
I think Rex's stance is that fork is probably too dangerous to keep around. He doesn't think his are he didn't hit them to see what it would do. But besides making him feel bad if he uses the ability knock because it makes him feel guilty, I don't think he really intuits this as being dangerous. And the rest of him, he's like, whatever. You can toss him or duplicate him. He doesn't really care. Actually, he'll say, DiCaprio, would it piss Desdemona off if just everyone had a copy of these? It's not really the perfect item if there's 1,000 of them.
I was going to say, can we even duplicate an item that's considered the perfection of a form?
Orlando will say, that's look, the kobold scientist Gladys just gave her life's work to do. That's what the Gladys Accords are based on. You're not, he gets like a weird look on his face and he says, only myself is currently allowed to know the exact mechanics of that. As much as I love you all, Andronicus is next in line for the gerontocracy, so I need to pass those on directly to him. So do not worry about the duplication right now.
God, I'm just imagining, because I think we described it in that season as like a magical 3D printer. I'm imagining my dad or my mother trying to figure out how to operate Chitubox to fucking convert an STL and pre-support it. Nightmarish.
Yeah, but yeah, that's we haven't specifically said this, but none of you know how item duplication works. That is the secret of whoever is leading the Cookie Mountains.
Yeah, as much as I would love to keep mine, keeping it for me would mean duplicating it, and the whole thing with this one is it opens a door to hunger itself, and if you duplicate this, there's going to be a whole bunch of people making doors to hunger, and the hunger will get more hungry because there's more hunger and it's just going to eat everything. And
there's precedent for that, yes. R.I.P. to Stone Root.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get rid of mine.
Blank stare. He has no idea what that is.
Mm-hmm. None of you do in character. Your dad's old. Yeah. So tell Austin Yorsky which items you're getting rid of and which ones you're duplicating.
Getting rid of the fork.
Is it a completely binary choice? Because Rex is just intending to keep his and not duplicate it because he doesn't think it's actually that dangerous.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Keeping things from your dad is a viable option. In life and in this game.
Yeah, that he's just not going to talk about him.
I think DiCaprio is just going to note that, well, the other items that we're holding on to, we don't actually know what they're capable of yet. None of them are particularly beautiful enough for me to attune to, so There's perhaps a mystery about what their potentials are. I would like an opportunity to perhaps maybe study these items and see if maybe there's something in there that could be useful, and if not, then we can just toss these off the side.
If they're not dangerous, then you shouldn't have taken them. The Gladys Accords only accounts for unreasonably dangerous items.
Well, they were all grouped together and we saw the fork first. Without the opportunity to properly test all of them without risking endangering our mission, we have to assume that they are dangerous until proven otherwise. That seems like the purpose of the Accords, right?
We were able to ascertain that the thing they had in common was opening doorways to, like, fundamental states of reality, and it felt like the prudent thing to do, given that we recognized one of them was hunger itself, was to probably make sure that none of the others were that dangerous.
Well, be quick about it. If Desdemona comes back and we haven't returned the items that she is entitled to, it's gonna get even worse. I also hear that she only fought with her draconic powers and breath and didn't use any of her items. I would be careful if you decide to rematch her. She will not be taken by surprise again.
Oh, are these entitled to her then?
If they are not violating the Gladys Accords, then they're her items, yes.
I want to go off and fly and just dump everything I have of hers in my bag off the side of the world. just like as brazenly as possible. Like, oh yes, these are terrifyingly dangerous. Can't have these sitting around.
Rex will chime in. Didn't you, my mom, and Sycorax tell all of us that, I mean, the siblings are fine with just robbing us blind, and we're just kind of meant to take it as how these things go. Isn't that basically what happened here?
Do not compare us to the Cymbalines. They're beneath us. That is childish. Do you hold it against a baby when it bites?
Yes, I do.
Hold on. Wait, so it's fine if a baby robs you?
Yes.
No, fuck that baby.
That drunk ass baby. Okay, I want to be clear. Quinn, are you?
No, the baby was always sober, Austin. It was established earlier.
Yeah. Quinn, are you getting rid of all of the unattuned artifacts?
Yeah, DiCaprio is going to just get rid of them. If the idea is eventually they just go back to Desdemona, she's going to be like, nah, fuck these things. She doesn't get these back.
Absolutely. Okay, so that means we have left the rainbow key and the epaulets, both attuned to Rex, and then Viola has the egg. And then all the rest are destroyed, is where I'm at.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, if you have anything else to say to your dad before he flies off, he's like, I have to go. There's probably 15 invaders on our border right now, having heard that Desdemona has been vanquished, so I'm going to have to go turn some giants inside out.
Rex will offer and be like, do you want help? I mean, I'm still kind of hurt, but I could probably eviscerate a few giants here or there.
If you get the time, do you not have anything else you need to be doing, Rex? I hear there's some sort of genie who's been looking for you.
There's a genie looking for me.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, Rex will be
Everyone looks to Hop.
Rex will be like, is this sort of like a steam cloud genie or something else?
No, I believe a dust genie is, I have written down somewhere on a big scroll. Let's see. The Legate Catwings is a dust genie. You saved their life when something fell on them, I guess.
Catwing. Rex, I think, tries to remember yesterday. I think he remembers picking something up and addressing a smallfolk. I don't think he necessarily remembers that that's what happened, because he had more important things happen immediately following this, coupled with a large amount of head trauma. He does. That does sound like a thing I'd do.
But you all have other responsibilities. You're DiCaprio going to step in for your mother, you said, and to calm some of these delegates. Doc Hop, anything? Optimus? What are you up to?
I mean, immediately, I'm working out how I'm going to get off this island. I really haven't thought further ahead than that. I should probably work on that.
Fucking wonderful.
I love not knowing what my plan is.
Okay, don't kill any more of my past lovers, I will see you all later. Behave. Fuck.
Goodbye, father. Sorry for your loss, DiCaprio says with the biggest smile anyone's ever smiled before.
Rex just turns top. You don't want to kill your mom, right? Because I like mine personally. I don't remember how you two are getting on.
Oh, no, I get on great with mine. No immediate desire to kill.
Okay, who else is dad fucked? Because that's a problem. We need like a list.
Oh my god.
We could stick to just killing my mom over and over if you want.
I mean, my understanding was that he'd fucked basically everyone at this point.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I mean, Desdemona I don't think can be revived more than once, so like maybe just the one re-killing
First of
will
all,
do?
spawn camping Desdemona is very funny. Second of all, I don't think any of you know about the mechanics of the resurrection cult. None of you have ever been there, so I wouldn't make any assumptions about that.
Okay, correction then. I guess we might have to spawn camp your mum.
Spawn camp your mum. All right, first downtime is going to be DiCaprio. In addition to telling me about your item, lair, small folk, any updates and stuff, tell me about your inventory now that we have it settled.
Yeah, so my inventory right now is the zipper costume rack, the Gucci sunglasses, the Dyson sphering, the astrolabe, my perfume illusion, Nev's disc, aka the nuke, the landscape, the Firestone star, the Pandora's amphora, and I have Ulysses listed in here, but I believe he is no longer going to be in my inventory, so I guess maybe do we want to leave him there, or essentially do I get like a scene where I say goodbye and pass him on to somebody?
Great question. The way this is going to work is because this downtime takes place over a year. He's getting passed around constantly to all the dragons. Anyone who wants to have him in their downtime scene is free to do so. But at some point, we're going to need to decide who has him for the next arc, because he is now a +2 bonus to either attacks or spells. So you all need to decide that at some point. Both Dan and Laura expressed interest in the Discord, but I want to get that conversation on mic.
If I can just so hold on, do I have to be getting him for the next arc if I want him in my downtime scene? Because I do have something for him that I had planned. Okay, then Laura, if you want him, you can have him for the next arc.
Yeah, I'd kind of like to have him for the next arc, but yeah.
Perfect.
And then my new item, Austin, is I want to have a bag. You need a good bag to complement an outfit, of course. And I recently came into possession of some very fine, some would even say perfect diamond dragon scales that I would like to turn into a bag called the R.I.P. Rada bag. And it is going to be used to cast a spell, Legend Lore. It's where I'm going to put all of my scrolls and information that I'm using as sort of the information broker and sort of point of contact for small folk now that I'm sort of stepping into that spot that Desdemona filled.
I haven't heard it out loud. You typed R.I.P. Prada bag to me, and it really hit. But it's the first time anyone's used their mouth to make that. But that's very funny, to make a bag out of your mom. Also, of note,
yeah.
Pandora's amphora does have Keeper the Kobold inside of it. Important to remember.
Oh, yeah. I guess I should get him out at some point. Yeah, I'm gonna be.
It's been a day. You can let him out.
I'm gonna see Rosaline later. We'll talk with her about that. I want to note that DiCaprio is I guess a year is too small of a time frame to call an era, but this is sort of like a period of like astounding jubilation and bliss within DiCaprio's lands. Like the year that we spent here is going to be the best year of so many people's lives, and DiCaprio is like it's it's like talking to Vito Corleone on the day of his daughter's wedding. You can kind of just get whatever you want from DiCaprio for asking. She's like completely jovial. She is like as nice as she's ever been, and she is making a strong effort, probably using Lace as sort of her contact point to be like, hey, I'm going to be interacting very closely with small folk from different regions and different areas. And as such, it is important to see small folk represented within this community here. So she is going to look towards Lace to kind of be like, if you could find people who might be interested in taking part in sort of like a council that would sort of rule these lands jointly with me, with the express notice that our big priority right now is on defense because she will come back and we are almost certainly her first target. So, make sure that we're prepared for upcoming attack, but she's raising and lifting her people up beyond just having them pacified before.
I like that a lot, yeah, because at the beginning, through previous downtime scenes, your scenes with Lace have been relatively cordial. You're like, Alfred, bring me my new item or whatever, and it's fine. But if you are suddenly the best ruler of all time and everyone loves you, then I think it's a kind of a change in atmosphere here. I did write down, because I have assigned a real lizard to all of our reptilian people for my mental pictures here. How do you think Lace, the Sapphire Dragonborn, being a blue-tongued skink, how does that grab you?
That was Gladys originally. So we have a callback there.
I do like it. It's a blue tongue.
Yeah, because it's Sapphire. I was thinking there's also a blue-tailed skink, where I think is an entirely different lizard altogether.
They live in New Jersey.
Oh yeah, that's also a good one.
I like a blue-tailed skink. It's
blue-tailed,
a good
yeah.
lizard.
Yeah, okay. I like that too. But yeah, here's the thing I have for you, because you're going to tell me about the item you picked this downtime. But Lace is actually going to bring you something you gave them 30 hours ago in this show, which is the Leona astrolabe, which you asked for additional tests to be run on. I, Austin Yorsky, put this in the campaign as a little joke for space seasons in the future, because it's basically a navigation device for spaceships. Didn't have anything else planned with it, but you insisted, and I improv'd that off screen. The Dragonborn have been running tests and doing spells on it, and now it can be attuned to help you navigate in the real world. Specifically, Viola has given you the true name of the Cymbeline sibling who stole your amphora, and the Leona has been attuned to it, and now you can use that to track them.
Oh, I have a fucking radar for this one fucking Cymbeline?
Yes, you do. Specifically that.
Hell yeah. Oh my god. I'm putting this note in here. Murder tracker.
Murder tracker. But yeah, this Marlowe Cymbeline is the fairy dragon who stole from you, and this astrolabe will take you to them.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so much, Lace. If there's anything ever I can do in return, I appreciate it. But understand that this is a great gift you have bestowed upon me.
Oh, it's no gift. You've done so much for us, especially recently. May I say, if it's not out of line, it's been wonderful.
Of course it's not.
Seeing you so happy recently.
Oh, well, things are quite wonderful when you think about it.
There's so very precious little time to think about it. Would you like it if I took some?
Absolutely. If you need to take any time for yourself, by all means. We can find time for our creative endeavors when the stars align for it. And of course, in the interim, I have new business to attend to as the contact point for small folk.
DiCaprio institutes amongst her small folk, instead of a pledge of allegiance every day for 1 minute, you have to think about how her mom's dead.
Oh yeah, there's a statue, but it's a statue of Hop fucking gum bazookaing through her body.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
And it's a reflecting pool, but fireworks go off on top of the reflecting pool.
Yeah, Lay says the statue is almost done. We're just finishing the fireworks.
Of course. Make sure you capture every color possible. She would want it that way. Well, she wouldn't, but that's the point, I guess.
She would hate it that way. Here are the reports you ordered, and Lace gives you dossiers that you asked for in previous downtimes. One is on Rex, who you asked to spy on him, which I think is interesting. I don't even know if you remember that. That feels like something Quinn would forget.
It's very amusing because I had intended to perhaps spy on my siblings again this week, and I'm like, oh, I was already on top of this. Never mind.
That's hilarious. And the other one is an anti-genie technology dossier, because you were looking for things to defend against if Gertrude went against the party. So you have those now.
Yeah. What is essentially the dossier on Rex say? Is this just an in that I have into his government now?
You open it up, it just says asshole.
Yeah, I mean, this is mostly just a flavor thing. I don't know
Yeah.
if it gives you any bonuses, but yeah, it's just indicative of. I mean, you said shadow broker earlier, I believe. Is this?
Yeah.
You're moving into this kind of information role, so.
I would say that there is like a level where DiCaprio does. I don't know, like if we want. I guess Lace is just the point of contact in all of this, but she is going to say like, if any of our people, could get involved in Rex and Hop's sort of political structure. How do I phrase this beyond saying I want my characters to run a positive misinformation campaign? I want to influence their elections to just make them safer, basically. But she's like, I don't know if they're going to prioritize defense. So she just wants people to be in their circles that speak to this, that are going to be like, Desdemona is probably going to come for you, especially Hop, who killed her. So she is going to like probably ask that something like that could be done.
Lace, activate the Disinformantskaya plan.
I want to send a bunch of Facebook memes over to their area that just heavily incentivize one group to pay attention, basically. And they're the ones who are like, oh, I think we really should watch out for that dragon who's going to come back who might be angry at us.
DiCaprio buys dragon Twitter.
I was gonna say that Laura and I recently recorded a crew gunk. We talked about like this is Cold War dragon season and stuff, but I didn't want to do just USA and Soviet Union. But it might just be Desdemona's faction and DiCaprio's faction broadly. Both of you are pro smallfolk, but with you throwing all of her shit off the edge of the world, I don't know if this is too early to say definitively, but it feels like the actual Cold War might be pro Gladys Accords, anti Gladys Accords, because that is the actual difference between the two of you at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very funny because like DiCaprio's real feelings on the Accords have never been like fully clarified. She's still maybe trying to work them out herself. Notable, I still haven't thrown away the nuke that is in my pocket at all times. But I think she is considering like why she has it. It is worth noting though that like all of this change is brought about, like she is doing all this stuff for her small folk. It does not come from like a new empathy she has found for small folk. It does not like originate from like realizing the error of her ways. It's purely generated from like petty jealousy over her mother and then a deep satisfaction in just taking everything that was her mother's at this point. She is like earnestly trying to uplift her people, but it is not done selflessly. Like it is absolutely just like a shitty action. She's like, yeah, fuck my mom. I'm gonna take her spot. I better uplift my people now.
Might I say, seems like a thing Desdemona would do.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah. All right. So Lace isn't actually your downtime companion. That was just a little intro. Do you want to set up the conversation?
Yeah, so obviously great times. We're walking on sunshine, celebrate, cool in the gang. We're like having a great time right now. But DiCaprio is thinking how there is inevitably going to be a return for her mother, and as such, she needs to prepare. And one of the things she wants to prepare for the most is to get rid of this fucking coin that is in her eye, constantly plaguing her. So she is going to visit Rex's mom, Rosaline, to speak with her and see if that something can't be done about this.
Absolutely. So volcano lair. She's probably in one of the big lava chambers, looking through cursed items. There's a great fan art, I think by, let me double check. I want to give credit here of Rosaline with the shrunken head from the first episode, wearing it as a necklace. Did you all see this? Did I post this?
Yeah, I did. I really liked it.
Yeah, the Fae Child did the art of this. I'll put this in the Discord. Incredible. But I'm imagining she's often wearing like severed hands and severed heads and stuff as like jewelry because it's very, very chic, She is fucking enormous as a red dragon, and she sees you and immediately opens her arms wide in a big hug, starts kissing you on the cheeks, just, oh, DiCaprio, it's wonderful seeing you.
Oh, it's wonderful to see you too, Rosaline. Oh, it's been too long.
I know. When was the last time? At the Andronicus's cooking competition, I believe.
Yes, assuming that you weren't also invited to Desdemona's whole affair.
Oh no, I wouldn't. I'm not a political person. You know, I have so many obligations back here. It's not really my scene.
Oh, of course. Well, I'm sure you've heard all about it, and trust me, you didn't really miss anything else than that.
Wonderful. You know, Desdemona and I have had our differences over the year, but it's sad to hear that it came to that. I'll be making her something special for when she gets back. Something only lightly cursed.
Oh, excellent. She would, I'm sure, adore that. I wanted to speak with you, of course, about curses, if I may.
Oh, of course, my favorite subject. Besides your father, of course.
Oh, father is a delight to talk about. So many intricacies to that man. Have you ever seen him fall asleep watching the sports? It's so adorable.
I don't care much for sports.
Oh, I don't either. It's just cute to watch him be entertained by it all. And I don't know what his sports are. I assume like it's like cockfighting, but like with like giants or something like that.
Yeah, I was definitely different armies clashing. Like when the elves and the orcs go to war. He's like, oh, it's small folk ball.
Rex was 100% taken to like the equivalent of ringside seats to small folk wars as a child. That was his father-son bonding.
Is there like do you have like a little league photo of you, but it's like you as a little general in an army that you used to impress your dad with, where he's like, "That's my son out there."
all of them died except for Rex, but he technically won.
Wow, I haven't really even thought about it much about your dad being like, after 2 daughters, I finally have a son. That is such a specific mental illness I do not understand, but fathers are weird.
To be fair, I don't think DiCaprio was much into sports, and Hop's only doing small folk sports.
Oh, they've got this wonderful one where they're on a sort of one-wheeled vehicle, and they sort of balance around while trying to throw flaming objects in the air and capture them again. It's got a fascinating cultural history down in the small folk community.
I'm trying to think what that's the real life sport of, and I just can't think of anything except like extreme juggling. With like a sword or something?
I mean, basically.
Have you ever heard of extreme ironing?
Have you not seen like unicycle juggling before?
How extreme is it? Are you on fire?
Ironing while surfing, ironing while skydiving.
Oh, that's pretty extreme. Is that a sport though? How is one skydiving ironing better than another?
I don't know if you can really consider it a sport or more like a stunt, I guess. Because I don't think they're doing it at the X Games, I suppose.
Tragic.
Your dad's favorite sport, of course, is buzkashi, the national sport of Afghanistan, where you play with a dead goat. Feel free to look that up sometime. It's cool. It's a good time.
Where you play with a dead goat. I need more details. Continue. I will be researching.
Yeah, do that.
I feel like Dan's played some of this game before. There's going to be a moment where DiCaprio is just going to kind of look around and be like, you know, I actually was here relatively, well, I suppose it was a little bit ago, but father sent us here on something he had lost, and in the process of it, I managed to accidentally bump into one of your items, and I do believe it has left a curse on me that I was honestly hoping we could find a way to get rid of. It's a tad bit distracting.
Well, I only hoard cursed items which are immune to remove curse. It wouldn't be much of a special item if a lowly gnome wizard could wave a hand and make it mundane. So this might be a little bit troublesome. Tell me what sort of item it was.
A coin that one of your people seems to have a particular fondness for. We actually had to sort of trap them to keep them from murdering themselves to get to it.
Ah, yes. Keeper actually killed several other kobolds who had the coin. You'll remember when you were here, DiCaprio, you flipped the coin to a random background NPC as you left. Keeper murked that guy off screen. And she says, yes, I am aware of this coin. There are many cursed coins in the world, of course, that have a variety of quite dastardly effects. This one, I believe, was the Zahir or the Zohar? It's with the Z. It's a Z item.
But don't mess with the Zohan.
Mm-hmm.
Something similar, I believe, was spoken by the kobold. So I do believe that sounds correct.
Yes, I'm aware of this item. It's actually not always a coin. My understanding is it has appeared throughout history in many forms, and once you behold it, you wish to behold nothing else. It is quite dangerous. That's why, of course, I became immune to all curses. I would highly recommend that in the future before you go digging through my stuff.
Yes, that is a lesson well learned. Is there any way that this can potentially be removed or passed on or undone?
With the curse of this power, I believe it's outside the reach of most magic, perhaps save a genie's wish.
Oh. Well, that is an interesting new piece of information to consider.
Well, hold on. A genie owes me. I saved his life. And they hate each other.
DiCaprio is going to ask, so, do you want your keeper back? I don't know if you know a good place for this individual to go. It does seem as though if they are trapped by this curse, they will eternally murder themselves to see it again. I don't know if perhaps imprisonment is the best option for them. In a way, I suppose perhaps this amphora is a bit cursed.
Well, he is the keeper of my hoards. I would like him back. I will say this. I know that you have been raised with slightly different values than I have instilled in Rexy, but when a small folk chooses to live among dragons, it accepts its own death. At any time, they could be smashed or burned or eaten if by accident, or, maybe they're required for some dangerous task. So it is not possible to kill them. They're already dead. So...
Wow.
But yeah, Rosaline just says, I would like Keeper back, but even if you held on to him, he'll find his way back to me.
Well, I suppose then I would ask, do you want me to release Keeper from the amphora, or would you prefer it as a gift? It is a cursed item in a sort of way. There is an individual deeply cursed within it.
Oh, that's very sweet. I didn't... Aw. She seems genuinely taken aback by that. She says, I if you would give me that, that would be quite sweet. I didn't know we were that close.
DiCaprio is going to sort of pass over the amphora, and she's going to say, it's times like these, events like this, that really let you know that you care about family. And that's something I want to really prioritize going forward. So by all means, let this be the start of a long, powerful relationship together.
Wow. Yeah, I will say there's some subtext here is that Rosaline and Desdemona are obviously on opposite sides of the small folk thing. They have all kinds of resentments, and also being first / youngest wife, there's a rivalry there and so forth. So she's actually kind of, she would never say this, but happy that Desdemona is dead, and you killed her. And so that's kind of cool for her. And then you give her this gift. I'm actually kind of taken aback, because I was thinking if you're going to step up into the, champion of the small folk role, maybe she would be an antagonist to you, but you've completely disarmed me with these moves.
DiCaprio is trying to play the game. So yeah, she is going to ingratiate herself to Rosaline, and kind of leave it at that, knowing she needs to contact a genie at some point. She is going to real quick look at her murder tracker, the astrolabe, just to see if a sibling is nearby real quick. It's like a constant, you check your phone every so often just to see if you got a notification.
Yeah, no, that's perfect.
You pull up the mini-map.
Yeah.
Witcher sense, Batman vision. No, there is not a sibling nearby, but that's very funny. So I'll take amphora out of your inventory, put it in Rosaline's. Keeper's back with her. And I need to rethink how Rosaline is going to approach these siblings. Because before she was like, my Rexy Wexy is the most important thing. And if the other siblings have to be put in a hole somewhere so he can thrive, that's fine. And now she's like, damn it, DiCaprio's too nice.
Uh-huh. That's why I did it. So she can't turn against all of us to just save Rex.
Fuck. Next season, only idiots are player characters.
I can still do that. I can still be a big idiot, Austin.
All right, I think we're up to Dr. Hop.
So I think this year of downtime is going to start with Hop just trying to find some resemblance of normalcy at the start of this. In terms of getting away from the island that we started the episode on, she's gonna have to end up just like casting minor illusion on herself over and over for a while to just pretend that the water isn't happening until she can eventually get across the water. And by the time she gets back to her own lair, I think she's just gonna take a second to let the adrenaline wear off and realize quite how intense everything's just been. Now that she's not in the midst of everything, it's settling in like, oh, I had to cut off my own arm and that was quite traumatic. It was undergoing radiation. I'm terrified of a basic necessity of life right now. But she's gonna go back to her horde, basically just trying to find some degree of new routine, some sort of normalcy. I think initially this means like learning how to do tasks that she previously had two hands for, or an extra arm for, without that support. Basically just trying to take a second to go, hey, I was very powerful, I achieved a lot, but I did sacrifice, and now that the adrenaline's out of my system, I'm feeling quite overwhelmed that I had to do this to myself, you know? Hop's basically trying to just like take some time to get back to a baseline of life not being all intense for a minute.
Unfortunately for the normality you're craving, when you go home, there are more dead bodies stacked up outside your lair.
Okay,
so
this is a problem. Can I roll to work out why?
Yep, that's medicine.
Okay.
Do you maybe just have like a big cat now that's leaving little presents for you?
Go on, Austin. How about, does a 5 pass? Do I pass? Do I succeed?
No, I think you failed last downtime too. They're just humanoid bodies. They're strange to you. Some of them have like a scaled armor. Some of them have gills. Some of them have horns, but they mostly look human. It's very strange to you, and they're just dead, and they're just stacked there. And the goblins tell you that they fell out of the sky and just landed there.
Hop looks up, looking for a cloud that's just dropping bodies out of the sky. Is that what's happening? Is it raining man?
I bet you said that last downtime too. I don't...
No, is it not raining man?
No, you don't see anything.
What if I look really close? Can I see like any?
I
any
promise
clouds?
you, Laura. There's nothing up there right now.
Okay,
no.
we're fine.
But yeah, this downtime takes
I'm gonna keep an eye open during this year off, just trying to spot it
over
happen.
the next year, the year without Desdemona. You just occasionally find dead people of this type around your lair.
So if my whole lair is built around a trash dump, can I go looking through the trash to try and, even if it's not like particularly advanced, to try and find some stuff to put together like a rudimentary security camera system? Like, can I go looking for the parts to find like a disposable camera and like a little tripwire and something to just like try and capture in real time bodies falling at some point this year?
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, you have the alert feat and I think a survival roll maybe to capture something like that.
Okay, an 18. That's gonna be pretty good, right?
Yeah, with an 18, I'll say it takes months and months. But eventually, if you do find some kind of rudimentary, half-foot working magic camera type device, you get like blurry, Bigfoot-esque shots of what appears to be a cloud that goes over top of your mountain, and that's where the bodies fall out of, and it just keeps on going.
Okay. And, like, is there a trail of them being dropped? Like, can I see where the cloud has come from or where it's going to? Is it just leaving a bunch of bodies that I could maybe work out its route or its circuit somehow?
Not as far as you can tell. I'll say with the 18 on survival, it seems like that it's only your lair and not anywhere else around here.
At this point, I'm gonna go check the pockets, see if any of them have like letter paper or anything in them. Because like, is this just how the post works in this world? Am I just getting delivered mail via dead body?
This is the only way we deliver mail on the Dragon Mountains, but no one remembers to check the pockets.
Corpsegrams. I will say we've done 2 rolls on this so far. We have a success and a failure. So maybe rule of 3, and then we do have to move on. But if you want to do investigation.
And I rolled a 6. I suspect that's not going to help.
Nope, none of them have anything identifying on them with a 6. Yep, a weird cloud dropping bodies on your mountain. Very strange.
Okay, with that out the way, this is probably as good a time as any to talk about my new item that I'm getting during this downtime. Hobby's going to use some of this year off to be like, hey, not everything about that deck of random things has been great, but I did, albeit briefly, get a new little mounted summon during the last arc. I now have a dire muskrat, and I think Hop wants to lean into her small folk form, taking advantage of that. So she's going to dig through the trash mountain, looking for some kind of very fancy, ornate saddle that she can find that might fit the dire muskrat. Basically, she's looking for something that's like got the kind of history to it that looks like something you would see in like a Great War. Like maybe this has like a mural on the side of it of like some great battle depicted in jewels of whoever it was that rode something on this previously. This is going to be the equivalent of like some ancient warrior. This was their like stories are told about the battles they rode on their steed, and now I am tightening it up and fastening it up so that I can just be on the back of a squirrely little rat guy when I'm in fights, who can help me like zoom in, do a punch, and zoom out.
Yeah, it used to be a holy paladin's like saddle used in a great brave war, and now you're like, I'm gonna put it on my rat.
Yeah, like my idea is if I've only got one good arm for punching right now, I wanna ride my little guy and get that arm on the good side for punching.
Muskrats are so adorable. For the audience, if you don't know off the top of your head, they look exactly like beavers, but without the big buck teeth. They are not related to beavers whatsoever because God is playing a joke on us.
But yeah, the mechanical benefit is I'm now going to get the mounted combat feat, which means that I have advantage on attacks against enemies who are not mounted combatants. So I'm even more likely to successfully punch stuff real good.
Gonna fuck up some level 1
God,
people.
yeah, I'm just gonna get in there, punch him on the good side, run away, I'm a little rat.
Yeah, that was 20 on the deck. Wild magic roll, basically. So this is at first it was like, oh, okay, that doesn't seem that useful to have a big rat, but it's actually, I think, probably overpowered. You're gonna find.
Maybe I wanted to make that rat into something special I can carry forward that will be useful. But yeah, this is as good a time as any, I think, to sort of move over to the main bit of my downtime scene, which is there's a character from my story we haven't seen a huge amount of yet this season, which is Hop's mother, Sycorax. Basically, I'm gonna go and visit her to get some advice on parenting. Hop is spending some of this downtime year looking after our little radioactive baby, and we're gonna go back and spend some time being like, hey, I looked after this child and I lost an arm. Mum, can you give me advice on how to look after a child and not lose an arm, ideally, the second time that I do this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've only seen your mom on screen, I think, twice. One was when she gave you the Enobarbus mission, and the other time at the cooking competition where she burned everything and rolled just absolutely abysmally messed up all the dishes. So you're going to go visit her at her Acropolis on top of her flat top mountain, all the humans lounging around in the agora under Greek columns. You find your mom, a full steel dragon, like the girdled armadillo lizard, lounging in an enormous chair. A dozen humans fanning her with big palm fronds. 10 humans feeding her big grapes as she lays there as you approach.
Hey, Mom. I've got a murderous little baby with me.
Yeah, Ulysses plap his little feet on the cobblestones. May I eat them, Dr. Ant?
No, you can't eat them. They're Mum's. She needs them for stuff. But I'll find you some snacks on the way home. Okay?
Do you have a beer?
No, we're not giving you more beer. Last time we gave you a beer, points at Stump, I lost an arm, so no more beer.
That was an accident.
It was an accident, but an accident that I don't have an arm anymore, so no more beer. I'm very sorry.
You know what? In this beautiful, temperate area, people here just drinking wine from huge receptacles. I'm going to roll to see if Ulysses' sleight of hand can steal.
Nope. Stop it.
I rolled a 7, so he does not successfully swipe any wine from the humans
I've
around
got this
you.
little toddler on basically one of those little child leashes, and I'm just wrapping it a couple of extra times around my hand, be like, nope, back here.
You can't let his horde become 4 locos.
Oh, fuck. All right, yeah. You approach your mom. She kind of notices you, but doesn't, like, stand up or say anything. She just kind of, like, turns to look at you with one eye. She's, like, wearing, a big hat to shade herself from the sun.
Hello, Mother. How are you doing? You doing well?
Oh, just wonderful, Hop. How are you? You still got one arm, huh? That's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's fine. It's fine. I'm holding up okay without it. I'm trying to just focus on the fact that the good arm did a really big punch. I punched right through a person with it. So I'm trying not to think about the other one.
Oh, I can find a cleric. I think most of them have fled. She, like, looks around, like, theatrically. Like, she knows they're not here, but, like, oh, maybe they're around. But she says,
Oh, no, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Mom. It's all good. It's all good.
I just have to go look. It's been a while since I've seen a cleric.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm looking after the little one at the moment, and, look, he may have gotten drunk and, breathed radiation on my arm, and it's a good reminder to him this is why we don't let him drink anymore.
Oh, alcohol's fun, isn't it, little buddy? Yes.
But yeah, this is right now a walking reminder of, like, this is why you gotta be careful with your breath, little buddy. Oh, God, children are dangerous, huh?
Don't I know it. So sharp.
Did I ever do anything this ruinous to you?
Oh, from time to time, but I encouraged it. My mother was very strict. I could never go where I wanted or do what I wanted. And so when I had you, I decided I would let you just be your own person, you know? So you wanted to go off and be a professor, and you want to learn about goblins, you want to collect toxic waste. Knock yourself out, little Hop. Did it work?
I like to think it worked. I very much appreciate having been able to grow up and do what I wanted with life, but you give them freedom, and that they can be dangerous with it, right?
Yep, they're gonna do that. My child lost an arm.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
She seems weirdly unbothered about that. It's just like a funny thing that as like just giving you a little anecdote from her life. Yeah, my daughter's arm got ripped off by a hell portal because whatever. Weird, huh?
Yeah. Like how'd you walk that line? Because, like, I didn't keep an eye on this kid for a minute and, like, I lost an arm, and that's fine. I can, like, live with that. But, like, my worry is, like, what if I stop paying attention and, like, the kid almost dies or something? Like, how do you let them be free but not constantly worry that they're gonna get themselves killed by doing something stupid when you're not paying attention?
Completely out of your hands. Be free in the knowledge you're gonna fuck up. There's nothing you can do about it, and move on. Make peace with it. It's just that part of the whole thing.
Okay, I'll try not to stress about it. I've got enough things to be stressing about already. Did you know I'm terrified of water now? Absolutely, like, fucking terrified of it. I don't know when that started.
She sits up. This is the first time she's given you her full attention. When she heard you lost an arm, she didn't sit up. When you tell her
she has a memory of that already.
When you tell her you have a deep, inexplicable phobia, she sits up and looks at you. Oh, can I take a peek at that?
Yeah, sure. Are you gonna just reach straight into my head, or do you need to, like, bring some water out to, like... Would it be better if I'm experiencing it in the moment?
Maybe. Fetch me some water. She turns to the humans who's run off to go get water. Yeah, so you do this little experiment where you freak yourself out with water because you are magically compelled to be afraid of it. She plunges a draconic claw into your forehead with the spell Encode Thoughts, and then slowly extracts a long, like, red magical strand, this, like, 5-foot glowing ribbon of your fear. And she seems enraptured by it, and she's looking at it, and she can use various magics to access it and feel it. And she her whole demeanor changes. She seemed, like, languorous, like, almost I don't know, like, beyond relaxation to, like, torpor before, and now she's, like, alert and excited.
Yeah, I don't know quite what happened. I've never punched a person to death before, I don't think, and basically since that moment, terrified of the stuff, can't drink it, can't bathe in it, can't look at it. It's, weirdly, I'm having more trauma from this than I am from the killing.
That's really quite a move you made. I mean, Desdemona and I have had our differences over the years. That's why everyone you're going to talk to is going to say that. We've had our differences over the years. But I was quite surprised to hear you punched her guts out all over a delegation of genies, so that's wild.
Yeah, I can't say I'd planned on it, but, I try and stand by my siblings, and standing by your siblings sometimes means, having each other's backs, and sometimes I guess it means murdering one of your parents, but, like, as a team, standing with them in murder.
Sometimes that must be what it means. Must have been quite triumphant, quite exciting. Do you mind if I take a peek?
Yeah, sure.
Can I get a perception roll while this is going on?
Well, she rolls. I was just having the thought. I know this is not the case, but it's my headcanon now that these the three mothers are all also siblings. they're the evil Elseworlds versions of our characters.
Yeah, with a crit. Okay, two things are happening simultaneously. Your mom is using Encode Thoughts to take out the memory of your dramatic victory over Desdemona and enjoy it. And at the corner of your eye, you see a flash of beautiful butterfly-esque wings as a Cymbeline goes skittering through the background of this scene. With a crit, you can decide. You have a perfect time and reflexes here. Do you want to ditch your mom to go chase down the Cymbeline, or do you want to not interrupt your mom?
I'm guessing this is going to be... She still could remove this thought when I come back in a minute, but this would be like... this would be very rude to do. I would be actively pissing off Mum in order to not miss this opportunity to go get my stuff back, right?
So... yes, I will say that you know your mom well enough to know she will be pretty frustrated with that. She subtext, and I'm always saying it out loud, and I probably shouldn't.
Do you want to disappoint Mom?
Before I decide, do I know if it's the one that's got my rabbit's foot?
With a crit, I will say you in fact see that the Cymbeline has the lucky rabbit's foot in its mouth.
Okay. Mum's gonna be pissed off, and I know that. But fuck it. I'm gonna go leave, and I have a vague plan of how to make this up to her. That's my thought, is I'm gonna go get my shit back, apologize and grovel, and then try and make it up to her when I get back. So yeah, I very briefly grab Ulysses and I go, I'm really sorry, Mum, I know you're gonna be mad at me, I'll be right back, this is really important, I'm really sorry.
You suddenly take off like a cat with the zoomies, grabbing up Ulysses and chasing after the Cymbeline, who goes scurrying off. I guess athletics to chase it? Because you can see where it is. It's so much smaller than you. I don't think unless you botch, I don't think you're gonna not catch it. I'm just curious what that looks like.
I'm just sprinting after this thing, being like, you better give me my stuff back. Don't make me pissed off my mum for no reason, you little shit.
Yeah. Go.
Okay, that's an 11.
Yep, average is good enough. You're very fast on your dire muskrat. You catch up to the Cymbeline, who is cornered at a big columned like marble building, and drops the lucky rabbit's foot in front of you and kind of genuflects and says, "I'm sorry, I was told to bring this to you. Don't be mad."
Well, it's good you brought it back. Yeah, you should think I'm scary. Were you gonna just like leave it somewhere and run away? Like, what's the plan?
Yes, I was gonna leave it secretly because you're very scary and big and sharp.
Why didn't you just leave it in front of my feet?
Okay, bye. The Cymbeline goes scampering off, very, very terrified. In the last arc, you used, I believe, a mind control spell to instill fear in a bunch of Cymbelines, demanding your item back.
Cool. I have my item back. I come back to Mum, sort of head hung low, and I'm like, Mum, I'm very sorry. I know that was very rude of me. My stuff had been stolen by a tiny little thing.
Yeah, she is pretty like body language alone, pretty visibly pissed at you. And in fact, as you're walking up, I don't know if you're making excuses or, you're saying, oh, there's just this, I had to take care of.
Oh yeah, instantly trying to explain it, yeah.
She reaches over, almost casually, grabs a human who is fanning her and crushes it into a pulp in her hands.
I'm terribly sorry. I know that was very rude of me. Some of my things had been stolen by these tiny little creatures, and the one that stole the thing had finally come back, and I just didn't want to miss my opportunity to get this item that I needed. And I recognize that this is all excuses. I'm very sorry about this, Mother. I hope you can forgive me.
Yeah, I'm sure you have a lot going on. You're very busy. This must be why I never see you anymore.
So, I'm working this out in the moment, but I think a not particularly healthy part of Hop's relationship with her mother is if her mother is upset with her, I think Hop starts rooting around for traumatic memories that she could maybe offer up to her mother that she wouldn't want to re-experience, but that her mother would enjoy, to try and appease the situation and to get back to a neutral, we like each other again. So she's quickly going to start going, I had to chop my own arm off pretty roughly in the moment when I realized that it was getting infected with radiation, and that was quite a traumatic experience to go through in real time. If you would like to,
yeah, I like that. Yeah, I believe it's called like the fawning response.
Yeah, I think she's instantly rattling through her head, going, what stuff is really traumatic that Mum might get some value out of, that I can, like, I don't want to re-experience it, but I'll re-experience it if it pleases Mum. To, like, go through the moment of realizing, oh fuck, this thing's gonna kill me if I don't hack my arm off in real time.
If I can suggest, you did basically die during the Desdemona fight because you pulled the holodeck card Thanatosis. It was a fake death. But you've recently experienced, you were killed by Desdemona's ice breath, so that's, I think, a pretty unique experience. I will also say, you asked me in that episode if that canceled out the curse from the finger of the war god, Keeper's sword, and I kind of dissembled at the time because I wasn't sure. I thought about it, and yes, that's absolutely a cool, unique thing, is because every time Keeper kills someone with that sword, you felt a shooting pain in your stomach where it stabbed you.
That was the tummy troubles.
Yes, so off screen, Keeper was killing people. And you were feeling it, but now you have died and the curse left you.
Okay.
You were resurrected by the Thanatosis card. So I will say that you're free of that curse, but you can share the death experience with your mom, and also it gives you insight into like what Keeper's up to. I mean, I don't think it's totally a secret, but.
So yeah, I think Hop's just gonna go. If you would like, I can offer you my cutting off my own arm in the realization it was rotting me away. Oh, I died during the fight with Desdemona. And that was pretty terrifying. I didn't know I was gonna come back. I can offer you the experience of death, what I thought was final.
Yeah, I think Encode Thoughts doesn't specify if you lose the memory. I think that's kind of up to the DM. Do you want her to take this away permanently?
So I think there's two. I like the idea that there's two ways that she can do this spell, and that it sort of differs. I think that she can take a memory away, and that doesn't necessarily require reliving the experience, and that this is maybe what she does with the fear of water, because she can see that it is, in a practical sense, stopping her daughter living her life, so she just sort of simply removes it out of Hop's head. But I think on an objective level, she doesn't like doing that. What she would rather do, she would rather make you relive it and leave it with you. Like, she doesn't like a person not having to have the experience. She wants that suffering to still be there, as long as it's not, in a practical sense, stopping Hop getting on with doing stuff.
That's really cool. Yeah. So I didn't have anything planned for how to get rid of the fear of water. That was just it's a thematic with the deck of cards I made, the hydrophobia. So yeah, if she can take that from you, I think that is very interesting, and kind of the
and I think that like her leaving the experience of death and of losing the arm with Hop is specifically like making her relive it and leaving the memories with her is a punishment for Hop. This is, you have upset me. I'm not gonna do the nice thing and like take those memories away from you and not make you relive them.
I think it looks like from a mechanical standpoint, I just healed you with no trade-off. But let's say there is an emotional and narrative trade-off to giving into your mother's occasional whims of cruelty. It might take 30 episodes, but there will be a trade-off.
Yeah, like as we say, it's the fawn response is maybe the correct way to go to put it. It's like Hop is very much the kind of person that wants to be a people pleaser, and the second that like it seems like there might be something wrong with her relationship with her mum, who's like one of the few people who gets Hop's whole deal, it's like, oh yeah, no, I will put up with reliving my horrors to make you be okay with me again.
Yeah. So that's your downtime is for a year. Random dead bodies show up outside your lair. Your mom is nice 90% of the time and completely unreachably self-obsessed 10% of the time. It's in an upsetting way. But I don't know how you feel about the parenting advice of just let them do whatever. I don't know. We talk about our own stuff here on the season, especially our various family stuff. My upbringing was I can watch R-rated movies. I can listen to Eminem when I'm 9 years old or whatever. No one gave a shit. And that's why I'm a podcaster instead of a civil rights lawyer. So who can say if it was good or not?
I mean, I grew up under a very specifically religious lens, with older siblings or half siblings that like had been much more rebellious, and like in pushback I had to do the whole very obedient behaved child with rules and structure thing, and then pushed back on it hard when I came out as trans. So
my mom thinks I'm neurotypical with a big personality.
So I don't know if none of us on this call have kids, so who's to say what any advice is right or wrong? I don't know if that's going to influence how you parent Ulysses, who I will say is just like a sponge, soaking in whatever the three of you do in his presence. So
That's good to know.
Enjoy that. I famously never take extremely detailed notes about what you do and then flip it back and throw it at your head.
Yeah, you would never do that. I'll just start whispering to the kid like, do crimes, do crimes, do crimes. You know, no consequences. It'll be fine.
Yeah, and you have dire muskrat, which really amused me so much. I love them.
Just run around punching people. I'm a little rat.
Oh, one more thing, Laura. Earlier in the season, we talked about the trapezohedron, which I very foolishly called a trapezoid. There was a whole running joke about
Trapezoid, a little guy, yeah.
Oh, fuck, I got my ass beat. My beautiful, talented, much more successful girlfriend has pointed out to me the additional level of confusion, which is in the UK, you don't use the word trapezoid for what we call trapezoids. You call them trapeziums? I looked this up. Apparently, this is true.
There's a thing called a trapezoid. I know.
So we weren't even talking about the same shape, is what I'm saying.
Trapeziums, Austin, I believe, are what acrobats use.
A trapezium, also called a trapezoid in North America, is a quadrilateral with at least one pair of sides.
That's not a word I know for that.
Yes, the UK trapezoid and the American trapezoid are not the same.
I'm looking this up. I don't recognize the UK trapezium. I guess American culture just seeped into me enough. I thought I knew what a trapezoid was. I guess.
Okay, that's very funny, but yeah, apparently they're not the same. So, Dan.
I guess this is the whole Robbie Williams Monkey Man film situation again. Like, I'm just soaking up American culture so much I don't even know I'm supposed to be calling things other English words or whatever.
Yeah. Trapezium in America is an irregular quadrilateral. A trapezium in British is a trapezoid in America. I put a little. It's hard to see, but that's what the.
Well, consider me educated.
Dan, anyway, my turn now. Okay, first off, before we even get to my downtime, Austin, I think we have to go to Rex's lair and his small folk. And I think there have been developments over the course of this year. As we established, Rex has really only just started to form his small folk society. And I think naturally what is starting to happen is that they are breaking into, I don't want to say content creator houses, but it's the most similar thing I could think of, where where small folk with similar focuses and interests are kind of naturally congregating together. So the more of his martially inclined small folk, the ones looking to be the greatest warriors or physically driven and stuff like that, are congregating together and sort of inherently pushing each other and competing. Despite what might be thought of Rex, I don't think he's instituted a sort of might makes right scenario, especially after the interactions he's had with his sisters over the last few arcs, because in his mind, the only one that makes right is him. His small folk have things that they are specifically good at. Humdrum didn't beat him at smithing because she could kick his ass. She beat him at smithing by being a better smith. So it doesn't matter to him that his strongest small folk could kill his small folk that is the best lock picker in his domain. That's not relevant. These are two different things. So they've kind of grouped off into their own sets here. But what Rex is gonna do while he's taking his turn, taking care of Ulysses over this year, he is going to sort of summon Ulysses to himself during I'm gonna say a snack break, he's having his juice box and his roasted woolly mammoth that he picked up from his dad on the way home. And he's gonna sit down at a grand feasting table that he obviously looted from some dwarvish hold, and say, how are you doing today, kid? What's going on with you?
Wonderful. I killed a human quite messily. Their skin fell off of their bones.
I think Rex will quirk up a I was gonna say eyebrow. I guess just what the ridge of his draconic head as he's lounging next to this table. He's gonna ask why.
Because I have a powerful breath weapon, and they are so small.
I think Rex will look at Ulysses and say to him, so, should I do that to you?
No, that would hurt.
I think it hurt that small folk.
I am a baby, but I understand logic because I am a dragon. You just do not burn me, Uncle Rex.
Rex will, I guess he's too small to put an arm around, really. So he will put a single claw around Ulysses' shoulder and say, I've come to accept a couple things about the world, Ulysses. I think you can judge a dragon by the people they choose to kill and those that come to kill the dragon. I could go around laying waste to as many small folk as I wanted, but what's the point of that? It's petty. You want your enemies to be great, to be powerful, to deserve it. Because that means you're great, you're powerful.
Is that why you killed Desdemona, because she was so powerful?
That's part of it. But she also treated DiCaprio like crap.
So I should find someone powerful who treats someone like crap and then irradiate them.
If you believe you deserve it and you think you can win. I did that because I care about DiCaprio. And I care about proving that I'm stronger than Desdemona. And my sisters and I together proved that we were.
I'm smiling so impishly as I write down. Ulysses wants to find someone stronger and irradiate them. Sure hope there isn't anybody else in the Cookie Mountains who prizes how strong they are.
Rex is going to say to Ulysses, do you want to get stronger?
I don't have any other choice. I am a dragon.
And Rex will make like direct eye contact with Ulysses now and say, but do you want to be the best?
What do I get for being the best?
I feel like Rex has had some character development, but I think his like immediate gut response is kind of just to say everything. Just one word.
That's kind of badass. I mean, you were telling me this, your leopard gecko was like a serial killer, right?
Yeah, he fought for fun. He would kill worms and then just not eat them because he saw movement. Really.
That's like kind of how I'm thinking. I'm like, right now, it's not that I'm like, oh, I want to be number one because of some abstract ideal. It's just like killing is fun. I'm like a murder machine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure Rex is fully picking up on that because he's like projecting on this kid what he likes, right?
Yeah.
He's gonna make an offer to Ulysses and say to him, I think I can help you get stronger, and you can help me in turn.
Oh, what shall I help you with, Uncle Rex? Is it because your dad is stronger you wish to irradiate him?
Rex shakes his head no and says, no, that's my job to deal with.
I can help.
Rex is going to summon a group of his small folk, because I think he was preparing for this. Because this is exactly what I think he would have wanted as like a child or something similar. Maybe even something, maybe a more violent version of this did happen with him, with Rosaline's kobolds. And Rex summons like a group of his small folk, and I think what comes out is that they are who effectively shows up is like a D&D party. Like
yeah,
you have like there's like an orc samurai, a fucking a goblin rogue, the best friend wizards are there, and he says, "These are some of my most skilled small folk. But they aren't the best. Yet. Here's what I think you should do, and I want you to do with them. When you're here, living with me, you're gonna fight them, and you're going to fight with them. And you're gonna get stronger. And they're going to get stronger. And when you're ready, all of you are going to fight me.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Everyone's contributing to the baby project.
He is going to add one wrinkle, though. And this is like something he does firmly believe, as he says this to Ulysses. You are not to use your breath weapon against them.
You're a narc. You're the cops. I hate you.
These are my small folk, and I do not wish to see them dead. As well, your breath weapon is strong, but it's not gonna kill them instantly. If you rely on it too much, you're gonna put yourself in a hole.
You're just jealous because your breath doesn't do cool stuff like mine.
I think Rex will, he's not gonna like rise to this baby's challenge, but he will ruffle his scales, I guess.
Uh-huh.
And go, that may be, but I've got my own abilities. And you'll see that once you're ready.
Okay. Yeah, through this whole conversation, are you still rubbing where the ring used to be? Like
100%. 100%.
Like every action hero ever in his dead wife's ring?
Yeah, except his dead wife is the ring. And he no longer has it.
All right. We're doing some interesting psychology to poor Ulysses.
Mm-hmm. I did want to get across that, like, Rex is growing to be attached to his small folk, and he doesn't want to see them killed. But he is also a combat-loving idiot. So in his mind, it's like, yeah, to make this baby more deadly, of course.
Yeah, no, I love it.
He's taking him to dragon karate lessons.
All right.
Okay, that wasn't actually what was intended to be my downtime. I just wanted to get that established. Anyway, I'm gonna list out my current magical items. I have a king playing card, a gavel of dispel magic, a New York Giants jersey, a key to the city, my magical epaulets, and sadly, Ronaldo, my magical ring of the king, is long since gone. But I have a new magical item, a pair of golden boxing gloves that once belonged to the greatest boxer of all time, Contact Mike, 5,000 to 1 outsider. No one saw it coming. The mantle of a game changer demands intangible qualities. Fights are not won, they are made, blow by blow. Mikey to the mic. And it's not just, Mike knew what it took to win. He wanted it more.
What the fuck are you talking about, Dan?
That was the litany of Contact Mike from Disco Elysium, the best piece of writing ever made.
Okay, I don't remember that. I do want to say the Giants jersey is Ulysses, and it's in his inventory, so
Okay,
he's wearing it.
Fair enough, there you go. Contact Mike was a bit in Disco Elysium where if you have a high encyclopedia level, you can start just ranting about the greatest boxer of all time, Contact Mike. And that feels like a thing that would happen to Rex if he found out about just some weird, specific, immensely skilled boxer that died 5,000 years ago. And now he has boxing gloves. They give me Holy Weapon. It lets me do 2d6 damage on every hit for a bonus action for an hour.
Yeah, that's an incredibly strong thing for a level 1 character to have, but you can only use it once per arc, so basically you're going to go sicko mode once per encounter. We'll see how that works. Probably turning a lot of dudes to paste.
Yeah, if I manage to hit them, which not the greatest track record on. Breath Weapon seems to look a lot better. But with that done, Rex is going to move on to what he had planned for the day while his small folk train and fight with Ulysses, and he's gonna go visit Viola.
You son of a bitch.
We haven't seen Viola's lair before. It is an alpine lake. So in our world, these are formed by glaciers on top of mountains, but this world doesn't have the same history. This is just how this was created. When this land was crafted by the death of the dragon gods. On the top of a mountain, there's just a long lake. There's a large lake that empties down into like an Amazonian river. There are muddy banks where she stalks in her puce Komodo dragon like dragon form. How do you open, as they say?
I think Rex is actually coming here bearing gifts for her, actually. He has had, I established in the end of the first arc, Rex pierced the angel and demon he killed on his home castle keep, and I think he just left them there until they have now rotted to the point where they're skeletons. And he has just packed them up in crates, or had his small folk do so, to offer them to her, because he doesn't really have a use for them, and frankly, he doesn't think it was that interesting of a fight, historically, because they were busy fighting each other, and that's kind of lame. So, might as well give them to someone who actually wants them.
Damn, is this bone Riz? Do you have skeletal Riz?
Absolutely, and I feel like this is probably a thing most animals do. So
All right, yeah, you bring over a demon and an angel skeleton to Viola, who is kind of walking up and down the banks of her river, looking around for stuff. I don't know, she's probably hunting. She's big. She's got to eat. As you approach, and she sees you carrying 2 large skeletons. She says, "Wow, I love those. Where'd you get those?"
a while back, we unleashed a couple dozen beings trapped inside of a magical little guy, and then I eviscerated these 2, and then they've just been kind of, hanging around my keep for a while. I didn't really have much use for them. I figured you'd like them. I didn't articulate them. I don't have a taxidermy guy yet. Got a guy that does balloons. Those are kind of like clown bones, I guess, but not really the same skill set.
Balloons are clown bones, you say? Okay. This was such more of a natural segue to the trapezohedron thing I said. I should have waited. That was exactly my moment to bring that up.
Mm-hmm. And he'll kind of set those down and be like, "So this your place?"
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have all the bells and whistles. Some other people, there's no lava, there's no, blizzards or lightning storms or anything. But it's nice, it's peaceful. People leave me alone.
You like your privacy, I guess? I'm not intruding, am I?
No, I mean, you're fine. Me and the boys were gonna go looking for some carapaces later. She hooks a finger over her shoulder to like a dozen skeletons in the distance.
Oh, actually, I figured I'd ask you. Do you know? How easy is it to make like a skeletal servant? Because Ulysses, he's got that radiation breath. I think he's gonna end up killing most of his small folk. So he needs someone that won't melt.
Wait, does Ulysses already have small folk? I didn't have small folk at his age.
No, I'm just trying to give him a hand. I mean, he doesn't really have any family, so.
Yeah, same. Animate Dead is a 3rd level spell, so he should get it pretty soon.
You want a hand looking for corpses? I can make them too. That's generally what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's more impressive if you can find some kind of giant skeleton that's been preserved for 1,000 years, because that's like, wow, it's survived so long. What kind of history does it have? Where I can just go kill, Jeff the Frost Giant, and that's fine. It just doesn't really have a story to it.
Do you go down to the old world often? I mean, this world's not exactly got ancient corpses to steal.
I haven't gone very much. It sounds scary.
It's not too bad.
Okay, I might go sometime, but I don't know. She gestures to her kind of her small folk, all zombies basically, and skeletons and undead and stuff. She says they're helpful, but they're not navigational geniuses or paleontologists. They're just running into each other, falling down. It's real fucking goofs.
You don't got a lot of what's the word, like liches or those guys? I don't know how hard they are to get or make.
Oh, I had a lich one time. It didn't work out. They think too much. They have their own plans and schemes and stuff. I had to had to goo that guy all up.
Fair enough. Rex will say, as he, like, I guess he's trying to, like, cool guy pose against a tree in dragon form. Be like, well, you know, I've been down to the old world. I know my way.
God. he's just like, oh, just drop something. Let me just flex and pick it up real quick.
As he's flexing again, he's like, oh, well, let's see if maybe there's like a cool corpse under here or something, as he lifts a big boulder.
I wonder if there's any cool skeletons under my shirt. Maybe if I take it off.
Yeah, I'm full of cool bones.
Would you like my cool bone?
I don't think he's that direct about it. But he will say, like, I do know my way around the old world a bit. I've spent some time down there looking for things. I might be able to escort you if you wanted to.
Wow, that'd be pretty cool. This is Austin. Maybe roll persuasion, because I think you did really well in that last arc with her. You notably bombed flirting with Falconbridge, so.
$20.
Fuck. Dan, earlier today, I think you posted the Mr. Steal Your Girl gif in the chat. Yeah, I mean, a 20 is very good. It's not a crit, but I think at this point, she can't help but be charmed by you. And she says,
To be clear, I killed my mom, okay?
Who started the fight, though?
Doc Hop, technically, I think. One initiative.
Well, yeah, but Rex went to swing first. Doc just happens to be faster. Actually, you could respond, because I do have a follow-up to that, though.
Yeah, Viola just says, yeah, I would love that. There's a lot of stuff that you can't get up here, so that would be cool. Do you think DiCaprio would mind?
Rex will look at her, and is he... I guess he's going to do an insight, because in his mind, and this was something he was considering, does it seem like she is asking that to see if it will get under DiCaprio's skin? Mm-hmm. And does it seem like that's what she wants?
Yeah.
So I'm going to roll insight for that?
Correct.
Okie dokie.
Come on.
26.
Holy fuck. No, I think here's my read on it is Viola started flirting with you and responding to you to make DiCaprio jealous, but you have a jockish charm about you that she has kind of almost accidentally become endeared to. It wasn't like she set out to seduce you or anything, or vice versa. It's just like, you know what? Like, this guy seems kind of cool. It's like like a rom-com where at first you're like, this guy fucking sucks, but by the end the music's swelling and you're doing sloppy makeouts.
I think Rex will actually say and be like, well, I mean, I don't think she's necessarily happy about it, but I told her if she's interested in you, then she should make a move, or I would. That's kind of how I work on most things.
What about your dad?
Rex actually will kind of look at her and then say, I do have to ask, though. Are you just, like, he had his insight check, but he feels the need to just ask it out, right? Are you trying to just piss off DiCaprio here? Because it's fun. It was fun during the whole party, but I'm not about that.
I mean, pissing off DiCaprio is fun, but I have other stuff going on in my life. I'm not thinking about her 24/7 anymore.
Rex will just nod to that and say, I mean, my dad's rarely happy about a lot of choices I make. Frankly, I think after the Desdemona fight, it's the happiest I've ever seen him with me. And he also wanted to shake me and pull all the bones out of my body. So, mixed bag. Whatever.
Yeah, but he doesn't approve of me, so, I mean, what's the point of, any of this if you're just gonna run away because your daddy said so?
I think I've made myself pretty clear that I don't run away from anything, even if I probably should. He strikes a pose as if this is a good thing that he's announced. But no, like, I mean, what's my dad gonna complain about? Your horde? He gave me an entire ass ripping about how I need to respect Hop's horde. And again, my sister and I have come a long way. She does collect garbage.
I don't think he cares about my horde that much. I mean, maybe the dead, he collects live extinct things and I collect dead things is not ideal, but it's mostly just because he's a big fancy boy and I don't have any family and I'm like one of the youngest dragons here, so I'm just like a small folk to him.
I mean, Rex kind of shrugs and says, you had the balls to stand up and try to rob Desdemona. That goes a long way in my book.
Yeah, and you know what fucking sucks is I got beaten to it. Apparently the Cymbalines stole the time dragon claw before I could get there. Their little fucking paw prints are everywhere.
I don't understand how they're this good at it. And I think I know why they were in that little guy.
There's just there's so many of them. That's the thing. I don't think they're good at it. There's just hundreds of them. They're just everywhere.
Yeah, I guess if there were 20 fairy dragons trying to pick your pocket all at the same time, there's not much you can do about it. I guess incinerate them, but still.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if you all would have come with me, we could have tracked him down or whatever, but you did beat Desdemona's ass, which is cool. It shows me that, you know, not the Orlando siblings aren't all cowardly little bitches, so that's nice, but
Rex will kind of up DiCaprio here because he's not gonna hide the fact that his sisters are cool and say, yeah, I mean, DiCaprio almost killed all of us with Navineral's disc, so you know, like, what are you gonna? She really hates that lady.
yeah, she sucks. That's why I was saying you should stand up to your mom. I didn't realize it was gonna be, you know, punching her spleen across the mountains into giant territory, but that's how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, I'll admit I have I think a better relationship with my mom than DiCaprio does by a wide margin.
I actually like your mom. She's also one of the younger dragons around here. No shade to your old ass dad and age gap romance or whatever, but I think your mom's cool.
Yeah, she can be a bit much. I love her, but she is, how would I put this? Yeah, you ever stand on a mountain of charred corpses and then your mom comes to wipe the cinders away from your face with a claw that she licked? Kinda deflates the moment.
No, I can't say I have, but that does sound nice. It's pretty wild, because you and I are almost the same age, right? But because your dad is in charge, everyone treats you like you're ancient instead of, you know, an adolescent like me. It's a fucked up system.
Yeah, I think Rex shrugs and says, to be honest, it could be more annoying than it's worth, but I won't lie that it hasn't probably helped me.
So, I mean, what are you up to now? After you killed Desdemona, you saved that delegate guy, right? Are you going to do politics stuff with DiCaprio? What's going on?
I think DiCaprio is just going to be using me as a sort of club to deal with political issues.
That's cool. Do you care about the Genie Civil War or any of that stuff?
I mean, I don't like Gertrude. And her whole issue is that, you know, she was enslaved and stuff, but that's like their entire society, and I got a feeling that if the position was reversed, she'd probably just do the same. She did trap a kobold in an unending cycle of resurrection and death, so, you know.
Yeah, if you think about it, genies also have hordes. It's just other people that they hoard.
Yeah, a horde of lives they inherently fuck up through their wishes, I guess.
Yeah, that's wild. I prefer to hang out with my zombies and look for little bugs and stuff.
Yeah, Rex will nod, and then unless she has something to add, he'll be like, so you wanna, I can go to the old world now, I know the way. Impromptu road trip, and he'll offer that, and then I guess start flying towards the portal to the old world.
Yeah, so you got a 20 and a crit in this, so you basically control the board. Viola is interested in you. We'll see where this is going. Is there anything you want to, any of you really, as we wind down this downtime a year, anything you want to establish before the next arc begins?
Yeah. So there are two wizard best friends, right?
Yeah, from the first arc.
So one of them is going to be, helping train Ulysses. Rex is going to give the other wizard a task because he doesn't know who else in his small folk group that would be useful. Actually, you know what? He might just ask Viola if she knows anything about this, since she's being left alone and is maybe looking in places that other people wouldn't. Hey, so I'm actually supposed to look into something. I think it's called a Numenon. I thought it was a food for a while, but I guess it's not. I think it's I don't know, magical earth stuff, like a magical location or something. I don't know. You ever hear anything about this? My dad wants me to find it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but I think if you're going to a date to the old world, which is like a post-apocalyptic Fallout kind of thing, underneath the ground of Arabella, this new world is built literally on top of it. You're looking around through the ruins. Can I actually get animal handling?
Sure. And I'm going to say the flavor for this is Rex is trying to find, what's the word? His dad's original hoard from the old world. Just pilfer it for bones. 10.
10 is average, so I will say you can find, if you want to find an animal to bring back to your dad here, you can. It's not going to be a super useful, powerful, cool one, but with an average, if you want to do that, you can. That's what that was for while you're looking around. I will say this is the second downtime in a row you've gone to the old world. You went with Humdrum Deep Breath last time, and we talked about the special metal, the Megalon. I don't know if we gave it an original name, but created by what I have written in my notes as Goldicus. That guy. So I don't know if you want to do anything with that plot line, if you want to find anything else there. But I think Viola will say, I've heard of Numina. They're every place in Arabella has one. It's a special weird thingamajig, but I don't even know where to begin to look. I can ask my zombies to look. They're not, between you and me, they're not going to Harvard, but they can cover a lot of ground. They don't get tired or hungry or anything.
I mean, I think that's an admirable quality. Whenever I encounter a problem, I'll bash my head against it until either my head cracks or it does.
Sure, I can look if you want.
Yeah, Rex will thank her for that, and I think Rex will take this animal and be like, "Well, it's not dead, so Viola's not interested in it, so I guess I'll give it to my dad."
Yeah. Do you have an idea? Does anybody have an idea? It doesn't have to be an animal that's endangered in our world. We can just decide, squirrels are endangered in our world if we want, or whatever you want to do.
Let's see. It's from the old world. Old world's got kind of like a sort of a Fallout vibe to it at this point. You know what? Maybe that's too special. I was thinking it's not something big, but it is it's an animal that has evolved to just live and absorb radiation in this radioactive hellscape. Actually, you know what? Rex finds it let's say a rat that has just evolved to sustain itself off of radiation, right? It's not particularly interesting or impressive, but it's not gonna die if you irradiate it, and he's gonna give it to Ulysses as training for having small folk. He has to keep it alive.
Oh, okay. I'm looking here at animals that are resistant to radiation. Obviously, tardigrades are the big one. There's the water bears that are famously, they be in the vacuum of space. So I think a giant tardigrade could be fun. Also, there are wolves in the Chernobyl exclusion zone.
Oh, yeah.
So I should say our season that took place in the radiated post-apocalypse was called wormwood, which is a plant. The Ukrainian word for wormwood is Chernobyl. So that's what that was.
I'm gonna say tardigrade because that's also like he's a dumb baby and he needs something that's relatively resilient to take care of. So it's just a big water bear.
Oh my god, that's so exciting! I'm gonna write tardigrade training partner for Ulysses. He can't kill it. He wants to.
So something that will that'll serve as training partner, pet, trial, small folk.
All right, so at the end of the year without Desdemona, the three of you are hanging out when you're going to receive some news. Can you paint me the picture of what the three of you are doing before that happens? Where are you three? What are you talking about?
Okay, what fantasy restaurant are we at this time?
Okay.
Jack in the Box, but it's a mimic.
Oh, that's fun. We're on fire
It's
tonight.
attack in the box.
Yeah, Rex has gotten the spaghetti.
We got the kid a snappy meal. It's gonna try and bite your fingers off.
Okay. Yep, all three of you are here. Ulysses is also here he's gonna, hang out with all three of you for the arc, but for the record, we're giving the +2 spellcasting bonus to Doc Hop.
I'm in the corner with the child, being like, right, you gotta plunge your hand in real quick into the snappy meal, get all the delicious innards out.
Do mimics have like a delicious inside, like an oyster? Like if you crack them open, or they have like a soft
Yeah, they're
meat?
protecting all of the tasty.
They have tongue, so you could definitely eat tongue.
Yeah, they're hiding all of their best meat inside. They want to eat you before you can get your hand in, get the meat, get it out. You eat them. That's the secret to mimics.
I feel like the closest thing to a mimic would be like an octopus, because that's also like the octopus's thing, right? They change the texture and color of their skin to mimic things, and mimics famously tend to have like small little tentacles when they're drawn, like transforming into like a thing to bite you.
I was gonna say, is this like a snack in a box, like a takoyaki stand, essentially? If it's octopus, then
I think every bit inside of it might be it might be just delicious and edible, or it might be part of it that's trying to eat you. You gotta really determine which bits you can eat.
Oh my god, it's the mimic is like the fucking bento box itself. It's just the outside husk and then you're eating what's inside.
Austin, we solved your riddle. We figured out how to eat a mimic. That's what you were asking for, right?
That's 100% asking for. Yeah. Does anybody want to say anything character development wise or plot wise, or we just want to? What does a goblin taste like?
I want to like clarify. I imagine DiCaprio is late to this because like when she gets there, I don't like. There's no cell phones, but I imagine you see her and she is like busying herself with like some paperwork that she kind of puts to the side, and she's just like, sorry I'm late, there's just so many things to do now that I've taken over everything for Desdemona. It's just the small folk need a lot, and happy to oblige. Oh, Ulysses is still here.
Yeah, I've got these two children. I've got Ulysses on like a retractable lead. But I've also got my what's it?
Dire muskrat.
Yeah, my dire muskrat. I don't know if it's allowed inside the eating establishment, so I've got it like inside a little handbag, like one of those fancy rich people have their dogs inside. Being like, yeah, this is definitely here for necessity.
It's a service animal.
Hell yeah, gonna help with my one-arm tasks.
I think when DiCaprio starts talking about small folk, Rex goes, fuck, I gotta talk to that genie or whatever. He knows where I live.
What genie?
Oh, you have contact with the genie.
There's like a guy looking for me or something.
I mean, if you need a genie at some point, I'll probably have contact with the genie again. I got one I'm hoping to see.
Well, if you do and they're still granting wishes, I did find out that the coin thing can't be removed except with a genie's wish. So, if you could let me know, that'd be amazing.
I don't know if I'm still able to just like casually ask for a wish, but like I can try if I'm not too busy smooching. Rex, you got a genie too, huh?
It's that genie I saved or whatever back during Desdemona's party, so he owes me. You're doing all the diplomacy stuff. If he needs something for me, I assume that you'll handle that whole conversation?
Sure, you're welcome to send them along my way, and I'll be happy to deal with them.
All right, and then if they need something killed, I'll do it, and you can take the wish to, I guess, get rid of your coin cravings.
That would be nice. They're not as bad right now because I'm still living off the matricide bliss, but she's coming back sometime, so I imagine it'll eventually be an issue again.
Hop, you realize probably what that guy's gonna ask me is to kill Gertrude, right?
Yeah, maybe, but I want to kiss her, maybe, so no. You can try, but you're going to have to want it more than, I want Gertrude's heart and mind to be a thing.
Gertrude's heart? I mean, I'll probably be considering it when it's speared on my claws.
Yeah, that's not very siblingy, is it?
I mean, I think we kind of have to pick a side here.
Yeah, but my side lets me maybe kiss a girl who's tall and blue. Add to my collection of tall and blue girls that I want to kiss, so...
Who's tall and blue?
No one. You don't need to worry about who's tall and blue.
Wait,
There's only one tall and blue. No other tall and blues. No
maybe.
other...
Why do I feel like there's another one of those?
No other talls and blues.
Oh gosh. Like a ladyfinger or a...
You can't think of one. There's definitely not another one. I'm fine.
A frilly tridge.
Ulysses raises a claw to the waiter. One mimic vodka, please.
No mimic vodka for the child.
No.
We can get you something non-alcoholic in your sippy cup.
Can I pass him like an apple juice essentially instead?
This family is a prison.
It's a prison where you get a cute little apple juice. There you go. It's got a little straw stuck in the top. There you go. Enjoy. It's got sugar in it.
You have to be old enough to have troubles before you're allowed to start drinking, darling. Sorry, I don't make the rules, but it are the rules.
Yeah, keep giving me apple juice and teaching me it's okay to kill my mother figures. Good combination, geniuses.
All right, whoa. Did you suddenly just start taking lessons from the sassy dragon? What is this?
No, Uncle Rex told me, just teaching me to kill. To kill and kill.
All right, not exactly the lesson I was imparting, but...
You gave me a friend that can't die. And I've been irradiating him and slashing him with my claws.
The important thing, young Ulysses, is that we learn to ask for things and we don't immediately murder everybody who inconveniences us.
Because first we must train to be the strongest, yes.
Sure, whatever. And she's just gonna start having a drink herself. She's like, close enough.
As you dig back into your mimic meal, your deluxe extra large mimic meal, because you're a dragon, all three of you hear a beeping noise.
Oh god, is it the nuke?
Bob! Rex leaps out of the way.
Can I do a perception check to figure out where this bomb might be or sound might be coming from?
Absolutely.
All right. I get to roll something this episode. 20.
Perfect. Yeah, there's a beeping noise, and at first you all think it's Navineral's disc, I think, from the reaction there. At which point Ulysses puts his head into the trash bag holding and pulls it out, shakes it in his mouth a little bit, and says, it's not beeping. And then with your 20, you reach into your RIP Prada bag, and you pull out the Leona, which is whirring and beeping and clicking as the astrolabe appears to be trying to signal to you a nearby waypoint on your mini-map.
Oh! Yes, I found out recently that this was able to track down on our siblings. So, do you all fancy dealing with one of our issues?
Oh, I could go for some more of that. I've got my rabbit's foot back now. I scared the shit out of one of the little guys, and they brought me my stuff back. So I'm up for fucking them up more.
I did note that when I got my amphora back, it was made stronger. So perhaps I'm not exactly understanding the siblings game. God, what an awful name they have.
Yeah, I think Rex looks at the rabbit's foot, and then he looks at the amphora that DiCaprio now has back.
Goes, I do not have the amphora back. I gave that to your mom.
Okay, well, Rex remembers that you got the amphora back. He doesn't know where the amphora is right now, and he just looks at the rabbit's foot and goes, "Well, I mean, they don't really have any of our stuff anymore. Do we care?"
I mean, we can't just let them get the impression that they can just take our stuff and there'll be no consequences, and, like, if they give it back, it's fine. I don't want them stealing more of my shit.
You mean like we did to Desdemona?
Yeah, but that's different.
I think our parents might kind of have a point here.
No, it's different, because we're dragons and they're little tiny pieces of shit.
I am going to investigate because I am curious to understand what the goal of these siblings is. I'm rather tired of a third party existing that I do not understand.
Rex, when you say they don't have anything of yours, somewhere in the distance, Viola looks sad. Looks on the space on her shelf where the time dragon claw could be, but is not.
I actually completely forgot about that at the moment. Fuck.
Yeah,
shit,
your new boo apparently needs you.
Yeah, I mean, I think Rex would be. He says that, and then he has like the Homer Simpson, like a brain spot where it's like, "Hey, stupid, remember that thing you just learned?" He goes, "No, they have the thing that you need to get the girl to like you." He goes, "Ah, fuck. All right, let's go rob him. I guess at the very least we can do a horde check."
Well, then yes, we should investigate and make sure that there is nothing untoward being done here. Plus, in some weird small way, I almost look at them as a disturbing small folk blighted upon our lands here. So, we should investigate.